What's up, YouTube? It is your boy Charles James, and on this morning, I just want to talk to y'all on the subject. Uh, you know, Satan turns treasure into trash, but God turns trash into treasure. And so a lot of y'all would be like, "Well, what do you mean by that?" Well, if you look at this world and everything that's going on, you will see how darkness is rising, how it's just coming against, God. And then you will look at the people within the world. For example, when I mentioned that Satan turns treasure into trash, basically, there could be a person who is spiritually gifted when it comes to God, who know that they belong in the kingdom of God, who knows that they are called, and who knows that they can be used for the glory of God. And so instead, you know, they choose the world. Instead, Satan, he takes all their gifts, their talents, whatever, and he manipulated, and then therefore, with them giving ear and giving in to their lust, they end up using their gifts and talents for evil. They end up not using it to glorify God. And so therefore, Satan would take people who are so gifted, who are so talented, and he would literally attack the people that has a great potential. See, Satan is not going to come after people who are weak. He goes after the strong people. And because check this out, if you're already weak, what can Satan do to you if you're already weak? If you're spiritually weak, he not gonna pick at you. He not gonna, you know, boast up against you because he see that he already got you. But see, the strong people, he goes after because the strong people are treasure to him. And so therefore, when he uses them, they be and then that's when they become trash. It's like their gifts and talents, whatever God has given them, it ends up being used for Satan purposes instead of God's purpose. And then when it comes to God using, you know, uh, uh, trash and turning it into treasure, basically, whenever we feel that we are not any good for God, when we feel like we are just less than, or when we feel like we lost our place within God. God will take somebody who feel like they are nothing, and He will use them for His glory. He will use them for His purpose, and 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 so also check this out. He will take a person who's brokenhearted, who's crushed in their spirit, who feel like they don't amount to anything in this life. God will use them, and He will bring them into a place of peace. He will bring them into a place where they where they become so positive, or where they become confident, or within God. And so God will take what they call trash and he would, shape and mold them. And then he will bless them to feel and to look and to be treasure. So, that's what I meant by God taking trash and turning it into treasure. Now, I'm not saying that you are trash. No, I'm saying based off of how we feel at times. Because there are a lot of people who they know that how they know that God has called them to preach, teach the gospel, to just display Jesus. And so there are people who feel like they are worthless. They feel like they can't do it because of their sins, their mistakes, and things that they, fall, short of. And so God will use those same people. See, one thing about Satan, he to get your attention, he will call you by your sin. So therefore, if you were a drug addict, if you were a fornicator, an adulterer, adulteress, if you were a liar, a thief, he will call you about what you used to do. He will call you by your sin, and he will get your attention. And but what God do, he calls you by your name. So regardless of your sin, God calls you by your name. You won't ever catch God. Uh, for example, if your name is Jimmy, and God knows that you've been sinning or whatever, you won't ever catch God saying, "Hey sinner, hey thief, come here." He won't ever say that. God will say, "Jimmy." He he will just call you, or whatever your name is. God will just call you by your name. So therefore, you are not trash. I understand sometimes you're gonna feel like trash, but let me just remind you that what you feel is trash, God looks at as treasure because he wants to use you for his glory, for his purpose. He wants to shape and mold you and bless you to be able to have his perfect peace. So don't let the devil, use you. Satan already got enough people. Satan has already taken a lot of children of God, where he's used where he used them, and now their gifts and talents are becoming trash because it's used for his purpose. And so that's when in their life they start to live worldly, so they forsake God. But don't be one of them. So remember, Satan turns treasure into trash, but God turns trash into treasure. You are jewels, you are precious to God. So therefore, he he will love you, and he will look at you as if you committed no sin. I mean, although he knows, but still he will look at you as his child and not someone who just committed the worst. So I love y'all, and y'all take care. Bye.